Hey everybody, it's Aidan here once again, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa as I've got another, mod demonstration and mod review for you. This is the Race Sim Simulations, or RSS, Formula Hybrid 2017, which was kind of this is what we think the F1 2017 cars will look like. Now, this mod came out just before the season started, or something like when pre-season testing was going on anyway. So it's taken me, a good long time to get involved with this mod, and I've seen so many other guys driving it and it looks absolutely brilliant, so I thought I'd give it a go. But I've added a little bit extra on top. I was on the internet last night and I discovered on Race Department, which I will link to in the description box below, the F1 2017 season skins by Augustin Vivo. This is version 2.8 of those skins, and basically they are the Monza liveries that we saw at Monza. Yeah, a lot of research goes into this, but I thought I'd show you what's what. As we can see here, we've got the Force India livery, the lovely pink livery that they have. It's brilliant. I love it. I actually love it. Looks really good. Sponsor colours, the title sponsor colours. We need these things back. I know that the way that the sport has gone, it's hard to come by now, but I do like that a lot. But anyway, let's have a look through. I know it says Mercedes Lewis Hamilton, but if I click on this, it's gone straight to Lewis's car. We've got the 44 and the little bit of the British flag on the shark fin there. These skins only work with the shark fin version of the mod. While the skins are free, the mod you will have to pay for, I think it's like €3.99, €4, something like that, which equates to, about £3.60 in British pound sterling. But the detail on them is fantastic. I mean, we've got the FIA road safety sticker on the front, Petronas Cintum. Okay, some of the logos do look a bit blurry in places, but I'm running the standard definition textures. Included are 1K, 2K and 4K, so I think I'm running the 1K textures right now. I'll have to do another video running the 2K or 4K textures, because I think they'll look even better than they look now. And I have looked at this mod yesterday. I did record a video. I wasn't happy with it, so I'm kind of doing it again. But I remember firing up the Mercedes livery just to see what it looked like and just thinking, wow. Probably helps that that Petronas green that you see on the side of the car. Well, I'd say it's green. It's kind of like a greeny, bluey, paddling pooly kind of colour. But that is my favourite colour anyway. So there may be a little bit of bias there. But we've got Hamilton and we've got Bottas. Even got the Finnish blue, excuse me, on the 77 there, and the Finnish flag on the shark fin. This is one of the skins that comes with the mod. I should have really deleted them before. That's got to be totally not Williams there. The Ferrari livery with the 70th anniversary stickers on it looks really good for a Ferrari. Yeah, I'm not a Ferrari fan, sorry. Oxfordshire Group, that's totally not Renault. Then we've got Danny Rick's Red Bull, which looks really good. Then Max's car, the Williams car, that's Felipe, Lance, back into the Force Indias, and we're going to drive Ocon's car for this mod review today. The Brutus Racing Team. Oh yeah, great name. Toro Rosso looks great this season. I'm not really a sucker for liveries or anything like that, but I think the actual model's based off the Toro Rosso, given that the Toro Rosso's wing is slightly further forward on these pylons compared to everybody else's. But I mean, you can see some of the blur on the textures there, but that's probably my doing rather than the mod developer. We've got Hulk, Palmer. Well, unfortunately that's not going to be Palmer's car for much longer. It's going to go to Carlos Sainz next year. And did they really sack him without telling him first that he found out through the media? That is piss poor, Renault. Come on. Grosjean's Haas, K-Mag's Haas, the totally not Ferrari, and the McLaren looks great. Absolutely love that. It looks fantastic. Stoff's car, and then into the Sauber. The Sauber's got a really good livery this year. It's a shame they haven't got anything on the side pods. That, you know, if this was the 90s, that would have a tobacco sponsor right there. It's almost like it's just crying out to have Rothmans on there. That's Ericsson's car. Excuse me, I've got a bit of blocked nose because the weather's changed. Then Pascal's car, and then we've got a couple more camo skin there. That looks really good. But yep, like I say, we are going to drive Ocon's car, and this is another really cool feature. Press the space bar, which is open doors. The car falls to bits. So they've really thought of a lot of details on this, even with the P0 colours there. Zoom in, got Johnny Walker, Claro. I think most of these are all Checo sponsors, aren't they? The Sport Bible, lads. And then we just get into the cars. The car falls to bits again. We'll put the car back together. Some great detail on the steering wheel. On the left hand side, that green bar, I think that goes up with speed rather than revs. Obviously, we've got the revs over the top on those lights. We've got the blue bar and the yellow bar. And basically what they are is, your blue bar is your magical hybrid go juice, and the yellow bar is the ERS, which is essentially a glorified version of the curse system that we saw between, I think it was 2009 or 2010 and 2013. So we'll look at that in more detail when we get to a track. We're going to go to the Nurburgring, not the Nordschleife. I ain't driving one of these around the Nordschleife, but we're going to go to the Grand Prix circuit because that's got a really good mix of corners. And I haven't actually driven on the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit since F1 2013, so it'll be nice to relearn the track and to learn this car as well. I've done a couple of laps in this. Like I say, this is the second attempt at recording this video, so I wasn't happy with the first one. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get down to the Nurburgring and see what this car will do. Okay, so welcome to the Nurburgring. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all the fuel out. I've done a couple of runs just to get the sound right and things like that. But what we need to really concern ourselves with is the electronics. I'm going to leave it on balanced low for now because we just want to get a couple of initial laps in, get some heat in the tyres, get some heat into the brakes, make sure we're not going to spin off. And we're going to leave the MGU recovery, excuse me, on 50%. MGU mode I'm going to leave on battery, and the engine brake I'm going to leave on about 5%. Actually, I'm going to turn it up to 8. Yeah. Actually, no, 7. Basically, I've had a bit of a play with the systems just to see what happens. Aerodynamics, I've done a little bit of front wing adjustment on that just to make sure that everything's okay. All this other stuff, I don't know what any of this means, but you know me by now. I'm not a setup guru. I'll show you with the tyres. We've got ultra soft, super soft, soft, medium, and hard. I'm going to leave them on super softs for grippage. I'm not going to go out and set lap records. I'm just here to give an initial impression of the mod. What else? Actually, fuel. We'll put 30 litres in, so that's good for about 15 laps or so. Okay, now we need to move on to the main screen that we've got in front of us. So we've got a green light on the left-hand side. That's our DRS, basically saying, go for it, turn your DRS on. Boom, there we go. Three green lights means that the rear flap is open. Okay, then we've got our gears. 8 gears. Enough to play with. Speed is in kilometers an hour. It doesn't matter whether you have it in miles or kilometers. It will still say kilometers at the bottom. We've got a delta to our best lap, I think. We've got our last lap and our current lap. Also our revage, which is also there. That bar on the left-hand side, the green one, that is our speed. Well, basically our speed is. And then we've got the blue bar, and we've got the yellow bar. The yellow bar is basically our glorified KERS, as we explained in showroom view. If I press the X button on my steering wheel, blue light comes on. That's basically saying we're dumping all of our KERS, or ERS as it is now, at the fastest rate we possibly can. The blue bar is... Excuse me, I'm very out of breath today. The weather's changed. I have very severe asthma, so my body doesn't react well to changes in the weather, and as it's September and autumn, well, basically my body's screaming. The blue bar is our magical hybrid Go Juice. Now, if you've ever driven a Toyota Prius or a Hyundai Ioniq, which is a car I'm driving this weekend, actually, phenomenal car, absolutely brilliant. I got 83 to the gallon out of it the other day. And when you come off the gas, or when you hit the brakes, you get some recharging. Basically, that's what that does. It recharges the batteries. That's basically the hybrid Go Juice, if you want to call it that, that supplements your engine and gives you your torque and your horsepower. Because with a battery pack, it's either on or it's off. You've got torque and horsepower all the time. So there's never any dead spots with the torque or the horsepower delivery. So it doesn't matter if you're pulling 11,000 revs or 5,000 revs. You've got exactly the same amount of torque. That's pretty much that. And the trick is to stop that blue bar from getting fully depleted, as well as making sure that yellow bar, doesn't deplete by the end of the lap. Nico Rosberg found out that if you're not deploying any of your ERS, bad things will happen, as he and Hamilton crashed into each other at Spain in 2016, which was stupid. Hashtag Rosberg's fault. No. I think that's pretty much it to talk about with this. If you lose all of your ERS charge by the end of the lap, you have a significant drop in power, and if that blue bar runs out, you have a significant drop in acceleration. So it's basically, you've got to try and keep those two bars as full as you possibly can. The blue bar doesn't really matter as long as you've got some in the tank, as it were, but that yellow bar is the one you really need to look at, and it's driving these things at 200 miles an hour, well, maybe not 200 miles an hour all the time, but about 150, 160 miles an hour. And you're looking at where your braking point is, where your turning point is. Have I got enough Go Juice? Have I got enough ERS? There's so much to take in with these cars. I'm not going to go out and try and beat any lap records in this thing. I'm just going to give you an idea of how this thing is going to function. So, as I'm burning fuel sitting here, and we've been talking for about 6 minutes about the car, let's get out there. DRS is open. The DRS is closed. Alright. My tyres are going to be stone cold from sitting there. Insert Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song. Now these cars, from Race Sim Studios' official shop page, are capable of pulling 5G. They've all got the same amount of power, which is about 980 horsepower, so they're a little bit down on power compared to the real things, but still got more power than a McLaren Honda TE. McLaren Renault as they'll be from next year. Oh, I love that corner when you get it right. As we can see, the yellow bar is depleting, but we've still got loads left. Oh god, I hate that corner. Never get it right. That's what happens if you look at the bar. Get that blue light on. You see that on the right hand side? We're deploying our KERS now. 180 miles an hour ish. And we can see that blue bar was recharging as I hit the brakes into the chicane. short shift between second and fourth to tame the wheel spin. And then get DRS open. Let's get a lap on the board. Oh, as we get a bit of a lock up into turn one. Not my best track, the Nurburgring. Oh, went a bit too deep there. Get the turn in for turn 4-5, is that? But what I love about these hybrid cars and the turbo cars that I drove in a previous video, having them on the lowest setting is a good way to learn a track. And then you can just turn the car up incrementally until you're getting the most out of it. And then you can go out and do your fastest lap that you can possibly do. Now, as for the steering and the force feedback, steering is heavy, but not too heavy. There's enough there that I could just turn in and hold a corner. And here we go. Let's do another time lap. I'm probably getting the lines completely wrong, but oh well. Then there's knowing what gear to be in, that's the other bit. Because compared to a 2014 car, or 2015 or 2016 car for that matter, higher cornering speeds means that some of these corners I take in a higher gear than what I'm used to. There we go, through there without locking up, but probably braked way too early that time. Power! So much information to take in, it's unreal. Start off the sausage curbs. Oh, a bit of a wiggle. Okay, now what we're going to do, balance high. There is a noticeable change in acceleration. Turn one, get right in there on the apex. And we'll miss that one. But now that the car is increased in speed, I've got to watch where my braking points are. But we should be okay on ERS for the lap. A little bit worried about my regeneration. Yeah, I might need to come up a bit. 80% maybe. Yeah, it's a bit better. 100% charging because we're running low. Oh no, too deep again. Oh bloody hell. I forget that corner's there. Give me some regeneration, damn it. Maybe that needs to be third. Whoa. Hot lap mode. There's definitely a improvement in acceleration once more. So we go a little bit too deep again. Ah, no. Okay, we'll try that again. Turn the engine brake down, put that onto 100%, and then we'll put that onto charging. Which is probably the mode that Nico Rosberg had it on when he hit Hamilton. My spins tend to come in threes. Oh, God. Still a lot of torque on tap, even in charging mode. Whoa! I think I've overcooked the tyres. But that's the third spin, so we should be okay for now. So, yeah. Just because they've got extra grip, extra aerodynamic grip, extra mechanical grip, doesn't mean that they're easy to drive. The penalties for getting these cars wrong is still pretty damn high. Okay, now we've got some... actually, put that on to 5. Hot lap, 70%. Let's go! I'm hoping that the difference in speed has come across on the video. Oh, all that understeer. So there's probably a couple of setup tweaks needed still. Oh, no. Shit. To charging again. We will get this right. Oh, for crying out loud. I do love the fact that this car is pink, though. Right, that's max now. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hot lap. Definitely noticeable improvement in acceleration. Let's get that recovery down. That was a bit better into that corner. And make sure the car is straight before you put your boot down. There we go. Rear end wants to overtake me. Oh, as we get a big lock up into that corner. Oh no, I've got my gears all wrong. Okay, let's do one more lap. One more lap. Come on. Get the recovery up. That is my worst section of the track, I think. These things are something else. It's like being a fighter pilot. Only thing is that a fighter pilot's travelling at that speed, but he's able to cover much longer distance. And we're almost out of the magical hybrid go juice. And with that, we just went a second faster than our best time. I absolutely love this mod. Absolutely love it. Let's get that back onto charging. Crank the hybrid thing back up. But, I mean, that was just over a few laps. I mean, how they do it for a real race distance as well. Okay, there are going to be points where they will run out of the blue bar. You know, that's going to be impossible to keep charge in. They probably can. It's impossible for me. But then again, I'm not a professional Formula 1 driver. But I will leave the links to this mod and to the skins in the description. Just give it a go. It's not an expensive purchase. For something this good, I'm happy to pay money for it. There's a minimum donation, if you want to call it that, but you can pay what you want for it. It is well worth the money, and they're constantly updating it as well. So, Race Sim Simulations, fantastic work, absolutely fantastic work. This may now be my new favourite mod for Assetto Corsa, after the high praise that I gave the FW19, but this is now my favourite mod for Assetto Corsa. Absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to go back to the pits. I'm going to cool off. I'm expecting a phone call, actually. I haven't had it yet. Yeah, that's what happens if you check your phone while driving, kids. Don't do it. But I'll just make a point about the sounds as well. They sound almost like the real things. I'm going to do the external shots for this as well. So if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more, including races with this, I will do some races with this. So please subscribe for more. And if you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Until next time, I've been Ada Maud. Have a fantastic day wherever you live on the planet. And I'll see you again very, very soon. So until then, goodbye.